Hi! So here I am. I'll be sharing with you our COVID experience or COVID ordeal last September. I know it's quite late na kasi November na ngayon, but then it took us like a month to compose ourselves na whenever we tell it to people asking us what happened, what was our experience, hindi na kami grabe umiyak yung hagulhol. Kasi it's also depressing for others who see us na nag-ask sila kung ano experience, probably they are also experiencing it or possibly they might be going through or they know someone na nag-go through sa experience ng or sa ordeal ng COVID. So, whenever we tell stories to them, syempre, fresh pa siya. Talagang hindi maiwasan na umiiyak kami. And of course, it's also hard on our part to always remember. Like, several people would ask us. One person will ask, ano nangyari? So, kukwento namin. Another person will ask, ano naman? So, kukwento. So, going over and over again to the same painful experience is also difficult on our part. So, I'm making this video to actually people to share to you what our experiences were during the time na positive kami sa COVID when we were transferred in the facility, and then possibly, you know, yung mga symptoms na lumabas, okay? Yung day-to-day progression, if not really day-to-day, at least yung mga key points na meron na nangyari sa amin doon. Possibly, anong feeling? Yun yung pinaka-importante. Anong feeling mo nang nandun ka? Pag-asa ba na magaling ka? Especially if you have symptoms. So, I hope this won't really take long. And I can share to you those that I mentioned. Okay? So, common question is that, paano mo nalaman na COVID positive ka? Well, of course, it was confirmed by the RT-PCR test. But then, the main question is that, bakit ka napunta sa point na kailangan mo magpa-test? So, well, for some of you who know me, alam nyo na I was pregnant, I was carrying a baby, and I'm supposed to give birth September 1st week or a little before second week. But then, I gave birth on August 31. So, yun yung naging trigger na kailangan ko magpa-test because I was giving birth. So, ano nga bang nangyari? Okay, so August 31 ako nanganak. Move lang tayo ng 1 to 3 days prior to August 31. So, let's start with August 28. August 28. Medyo sumama yung pakiramdam ko. Like morning, pagising ko, medyo mabigat yung katawan ko, parang pagod. Well, I think, sabi ko, kasi that entire week, super puyat kami. We were actually trying to beat a deadline. Pero since nabuntis ako and also I had a condition, autoimmune condition, it was, I think, it was even worse. So, pagdating ng 28, I was not feeling well. So, I told my team members na I'm a bit under the weather. Pahinga muna ako, bawi ako tomorrow. So, 28, rest lang ako. I did not do anything na related sa work. But I still did what I'm supposed to do on a daily basis. So, nagluto, naglinis, normal household chores. Okay? 29, that was Saturday. Still, pagising ko medyo mabigat pa rin pakiramdam ko. So, sabi ko, sige lang, pahinga muna. Anyway, it's Saturday. Okay, so, nagluto, gumawa ng mga bagay-bagay. And then, pagdating ng Saturday evening, mga around 10, I think, para ako may naramdaman na pain. And I was close to my due date. It's like 2 weeks prior or 2 weeks after. So, ginawa ko, binabantayan ko yung mga pain. And so, at around 10, mayroon naramdaman ako parang, like, pain. After a few minutes, bumalik na naman siya. So, teka lang. Parang if it's like a regular pain, should not be repeating or should not be consistent. So, that's when, around 11, I installed already the app na in-install ko before when I gave birth sa firstborn ko. So to cut it short, I monitored the pain from Saturday evening up until Sunday morning. So can you imagine na hindi na ako makatulog? Like, gusto ko makatulog pero hindi ako makatulog kasi I'm trying to watch kailan magiging short yung interval. And then during that time, parang very sporadic siya, like 12 minutes ang interval, 15 minutes interval, and then pakakatulog ako ng konti, gigising ako, and then i-check ko na naman siya. So I was very restless. And then I remember that evening, bali Sunday morning na siya, Sunday early morning, I had chills. Medyo super like nanginginig talaga ako. I woke up my husband na, sabi ko, uy, paki-off na lang siguro yung aircon. So in-off yung aircon, then medyo umokay yung pakiramdam ko. Sunday, was like, sabi ko, parang it's not common anymore. Parang Friday, I rested already. Saturday, I rested. Sunday, although I rested, pero sabi ko, merong konti pa rin na parang pagod na feeling. Parang hindi pa rin maganda yung pakiramdam ko. And at the same time, this time I was very careful na sa movement ko. So, hindi na ako masyadong kumikilos. Kasi nga, may nararamdaman akong consistent pain. What was very strange that day is that yung interval na like 12-15 minutes the entire night, pagdating ng Sunday morning, as in like 30 minutes, saka siya babalik yung pain. Or 1 hour, saka babalik yung pain. So, parang, wala, baka lang yun, false alarm lang. So, I just rested anyway. So, nanood ng TV, nag-relax lang talaga. As in, that day, hindi na talaga ako nagluto kasi parang ayoko ng, gusto ko lang mag-rest. So, pero kumain pa rin ako. I did not lose my appetite in food. It's just like ayokong kumain ng marami. Kasi anytime baka lumabas yung bata, ayoko ng, full yung stomach ko. Anyway, to cut it short, I contacted a friend na sabi ko, ano kayang pwedeng na medyo masama yung pakiramdam ko, and then ganyan-ganyan. So, I was advised to put hot compress sa feet ko and then sa back ko. So, I did that the entire day. Pagdating ng I think 3:30, 3:45, parang sabi ko, medyo mainit yung hininga ko. Sabi ko, parang iba to, mainit yung hininga ko. So, I immediately got the thermometer. And then, I got my temperature. It was a whooping 38.4. Mind you, I was pregnant. And then, hindi maganda na may 38.4 ka na temperature. So, that prompted us like, teka lang, this is not right. So, I drank apple juice, I ate apple, talagang grabe, kinain ko siya para lang tapos uminom ako ng maraming tubig, nagpunas-punas ako, like, ayos na siya like, consistent sa noo, sa face, sa kilikili, sa body. I was really like, wiping it para lang bumaba yung temperature. So, medyo bumaba siya, pero bumaba lang siya ng 37.9, swerte na 37.7, pero it would go back to 38. So, around 7 p.m., sabi ko, let's try to pack things na, and then let's go to the hospital. So, we arrive around 7:30 or 8 o'clock, mga ganyang oras. My husband went to the triage, I went to the emergency. I told na, meron akong lagnat. Just, to let them know. And I was surprised, 36.5 yung temperature ko sa thermometer gun nila. So, sabi ko, Pero mainit pa rin pakiramdam ko. When I was brought to the delivery room, doon na nila nakita na 38 pa rin yung temperature ko. So, while waiting for my OB to come, they put something yung parang fetal heartbeat or monitor. And then, I could hear the heartbeat ng baby na sobrang bilis niya. Sobrang bilis, sobrang lakas, beyond normal, and which I think hindi siya maganda kasi para may exhaust ang heart ng bata. So, dumating ang OB, bigyan ako ng medicine. Bumaba yung lagnat ko. Apparently, nawala yung lagnat ko. Then, prior to that, I was actually brought to the X-ray room. In-X-ray ako that evening. Okay? And then, I found out later on na clear yung lungs ko. Walang problema. Pero, just because I had a fever. Okay, which is like one indication ng COVID. Okay, they try to convince us na magpa-swab. Sabi ko, sige, okay lang magpa-swab, ganyan. And then also our area, nagkaroon ng 2 positive or 3 na nag-positive, but it's really, really very far from our subdivision. Like, super layo niya, tsaka wala kaming contact with other people. Especially galing doon sa, like, work from home ako, and then dito lang talaga kami sa bahay, then sa labas ng bahay, nag-walking. So, that was August 30 na, August 30. Sunday na dinala ako sa hospital, and then August 30 then before 12 midnight, nawala na yung lagnat ko. So, August 31, that was Sunday, early morning, around 3 a.m., medyo sabi ko, parang bumilis yung interval na naman ng pain. And I was not able to sleep again. And that's 2 straight days na, or 2 straight nights na hindi ako makatulog kasi I was watching my pain. And so, inaiiyak ko, hindi pa rin yung baby. So, anyway, to make it short, pagdating ng morning, dumating yung OB ko. Ini-stress test na naman yung baby. And it was pretty normal na, medyo okay na siya kasi wala na akong lagnat. Pero I was really subjected to swab test. And also, I was induced. So, August 31, lunchtime, I was swabbed. It was really, really painful. I was not feeling well because I was induced already little by little. So, hindi na maganda yung pakiramdam ko. Plus, pagod na, puyat na. Plus, isa-swab ka pa, yung parang papa-open yung bibig mo na yung anxiety na, ay, masakit to, ganyan-ganyan. So, nadagdagan yung sakit. Then, sinwab ako sa ilong, masakit din. So, first time, parang that was really like painful. As in like, I really cried na yung pain ba, hindi matapos-tapos. After lunch, in-increase na yung drip sa inducing medicine. And since na-swab ako, I was already treated as positive. Okay? So, that's a precautionary measure, which is good. Kung hindi ka positive, edi okay. At least nag-ingat ka. Kung hindi ka nag-ingat, mas mahirap na. My OB made a very excellent decision na i-induce kasi nga, whatever happens, whether positive or negative, kailangan na talaga ilabas yung bata. So, kailangan na akong i-induce, which I understand. Okay, and also, nung nagpa-emergency CS na, sige lang, pumayag na kami para masave lang yung bata. So, pero since na nag-active labor na ako, nag-crowning na siya, I was brought to an isolated delivery room, isolated operating room. Doon ako dinala. And then, lahat sila naka-PPE na. I gave birth there. All of them were in PPEs. Like, I was confident in myself na hindi siya positive. Like, it's something else. Siguro, it's a routine and then I know hindi siya positive. So, tapos na ako mga naka-3 something or almost 4. At 6 p.m., that was the time I was brought to my isolated room. So, in-isolate na agad ako that evening. Until lumabas yung result 2 days after. So, anong nangyari? August 31, isolated na ako. September 1, I was still in my room. Wala yung baby. My baby was taking breast milk from friends, yung donations nila. Also, I was just staying in the room. Okay, so September 1, waiting for the result. September 2, darating na daw yung result. Siguro before lunch. So, sabi ko, ay, salamat. At least makakauwi na kami. So, I was thinking of so many things na nag-good na, ayan na, everything will be fine. But then, my OB called me up September 2 before lunch and she said, Richelle, you're positive. Okay, when I heard the positive ako, cool, as in cool. Like, okay, Doc. Sige po, Doc. Thank you po, Doc. Siyempre, hindi pa siya nasisink in. Like, okay. Like, na-receive mo yung result mo, pero yun lang. And so, I called my husband. Sabi ko, Ram, may result na. Positive ako. Sige, ano magagawa natin dyan? So, kailangan lang talaga natin mag-ano sa result. At that time, wala kaming ka-idea kung saan kami dadalhin, anong mangyayari after. Basta alam ko, positive ako. Hindi namin alam na dadalhin kami sa facility. Although, I've heard from the news na naka-isolate sila, pero those things did not sink in yet. And so, after I talked to Rami na positive ako, the next person I called was my sister. Doon na medyo lumabas yung feeling na medyo nasisink in na siya. Doon ko nabuhos lahat ng hinanakit, lahat ng sakit, sama ng loob. bakit nangyari yung mga bagay na yun. So, sabi ko, if something happens to me, syempre, may anak ako, 2, iba na yung responsibility. Sabi ko, please take care of them. So, parang, at that time, nagpapaalam ako. Like, it sank in na talaga. As in, like, na-absorb ko na siya. Parang, this is real na. Sabi niya, sige lang, don't lose hope and thanks. So, medyo sabi ko, sige, okay lang. Sige, tawag ako ulit. The third person I called was Dr. Jean, her good friend na pathologist sa Cebu. And then I was like crying, Dok, bakit nangyari ito? Dok, I'm positive. And she said na, Shell, don't worry, there's healing. Nagagamot yan. So that like somehow gave me hope. Syempre, sama na loob, yung sakit ng loob, nandun pa rin. Kasi I was, parang ang dami ng emotion, ang dami ng feeling, ang dami ng thoughts na sa isip ko. Saan nangyari yun? Paano nangyari? What went wrong? Saan pumasok? Saan ako nahawa? Ang daming question na hindi ko masagot-sagot. So, yun na. And they're all getting into my brain at the same time. So, very, yung influx ng information, grabe sa utak ko, and I cannot process it anymore. So, the next person I contacted was Lai. Since she did not answer yet, I contacted a friend of mine sa Indonesia, si Ching. Ching, ito yung sitwasyon, ganyan, ganito, ganyan. So, ayun, the same thing. She pacified me, and then I talked to Lai, something like that. Sa yung friend ko na. Siyempre, kailangan mo at that time na, ma-absorb mo yung mga nangyari. So, and then I also called my boss na, Sir, positive ako, ganyan, anong mangyari. And then, especially worried ako, hindi ko pa na-file yung maternity leave ko. So, makakat yung sweldo ko, ano na mangyayari. And then, we have, ang daming problema. Nagkasunod-sunod. So, that was September 2. And then, a lot of health units called me na may CHO, may taga-DOH, may ganyan. I normally don't answer phone calls na wala sa phone book ko, but I had to answer. And so, that evening, I was told na I will be brought to a facility. And my husband will also be brought to a facility, but then different from mine. What was even striking and then talagang masakit sa mother. Kasi pati anak ko na 3 years old back then, and also yung pamangkin ng husband ko, syempre we live in the same house, will also be isolated. So parang, okay na lang ako sana eh. Pero may bata kasi. Nandun kasi anak ko na si Ray. So hindi siya, parang nadama yung bata. So parang sakit sa feeling. Pati anak mo, ma-isolate. And then, another blow was that yung baby may iwan sa hospital. So yung baby may iwan sa hospital. Si Rami at saka yung pamangkin si Dayan, and then si Rami will be brought to a different facility, and then ako sa another facility. So 3 areas or 3 places na separate yung yung paglalagyan namin. So that was really, really painful. Like, COVID is such a very sad illness kasi it will really separate you from your loved ones. So, separated kami. That evening, I was brought to a treatment facility which I don't know. My husband also, they were picked up by an ambulance. They were also brought to the facility. Baby ko naiwan with under the care of a private nurse. Pagdating ko sa facility, that was September 2 evening, I was roomed in with some LSIs. Okay, and then imagine 2 days postpartum pa lang ako nun, so I carried most of my bags upstairs and then arranged them. I was sweating, like ang init ng pakiramdam, as in super init ng pakiramdam. And what I did is like, to be honest, wala akong damit na nadala na maayos, so hindi siya pang facility. It's like, it is for a hospital setting na naka-aircon, I'll be in a comfortable position or area or place. Pero there, hindi siya ganun ka-komportable. Okay? I mean, the place is decent. It's good. Pero hindi siya ganun ka-komportable. And then, that evening, I was like, medyo iba yung cough ko. Medyo nagpo-progress siya. When in fact, prior to that, I was not really coughing. Even when I was brought on the way there, I was not coughing. Pagdating ko ng facility, I was coughing. Like, I was really coughing na parang nagpo-progress siya. Sa September 3, at the facility, medyo, na yung ubo. Nag-progress na talaga siya.
As to my cough,
And,
progress, because of my
medyo,
acid reflux, but
ba,
then I reported
nababather
it
ako parang,
started.
whenever I speak, syempre, may saliva. Nai-interrupt talaga siya. So, September 4, I was told na darating na yung baby. So lucky na the pedia worked very hard na para makasama ako siya sa facilities. Pero, September 3, September 4, September 5, I was feeling the cough na nagpa-progress. But then, I was trying to compose myself. Sabi ko, dapat wala akong ubo pagdating ng, pag tinransfer na yung baby ko sa akin. So, September 5, that was Saturday, tinransfer yung baby ko sa akin. That after, siguro I was hyped, hindi ako inubo. Pero pagdating na ng gabi, inubo na naman ako. With the use of mask and then face shield, walang direct na coughing, and then I make sure na I cough outside talaga sa CR. Inuubo ko talaga siya. Pero starting September 6, 7, 8, 9, yung 4 days na yon, doon na talaga grabe yung ubo ko. To the point na I was having hard time sleeping. Hirap na matulog. Masakit yung likod. So, parang may nagpo-push ng air. Parang constricted siya. Sabi ko, hindi ito maganda. Parang iba yung pakiramdam ko. Then, whenever we go downstairs and then go back up again sa room, kasi nagpapainit kami ng araw together with my baby, ang hirap huminga. I experience shortness of breathing. So, nahihirapan ako huminga. So, with the help of my cousin, sabi niya, i-manage mo yung breathing mo. So, I really calculated my steps na hanggang dyan lang yung hininga ko. Then, I have to slow down a bit. Then, akyat na naman ako, steps na naman ako. And then, makarating ako ng room. Ilalapag ko agad ang baby. And then, I would go outside of the room. Hihinga ako ng malalim kasi I was really catching for my breath. Like, parang feeling ko, kung hindi ako hihinga, promise, magpa-pass out na ako. Ang hirap-hirap na huminga. Come September 10. Okay, come September 10. Medyo, feeling ko, medyo siya, may ubo pa rin, pero hindi na siya, medyo na-manage ko siguro yung shortness of breathing ko. Medyo umokay siya. And then, at that time, I was hopeful na matatransfer na ako or matatransfer yung family ko together with me para magkakasama na kami kasi positive din sila. So, hopeful ako parang whenever there's something to look forward to, hype ako and then I don't cough. Okay. So, nangyari nun is September 10, unfortunately, they were not transferred to my facility and I don't know what happened. September 11, I was swabbed. Okay, or re-swab. Okay, September 11. So, mayroon pa akong ubo konti. Sabi ko, pwede ba yun na medyo may ubo pa ako? Sabi niya, pwede ba yun? Kasi kailangan mo i-re-swab talaga after 10 days. So, nare-swab ako on September 11. Then, 2 to 3 days daw ang result. However, medyo natagalan, medyo nagkaroon ng madaming cases. So, hindi ko nakuha agad yung result. And on the 16th, lumabas yung result. Positive na naman ako. So, another blow na naman, parang, sakit sa feeling na positive na naman ako. Pero at that time, na-re-swab yung husband ko. They turned out positive. So, ako na-re-swab ako and then positive ako. Ano kayang implication nun? So, the good thing, or which is a blessing in disguise, is I was transferred to their facility para magkasama kami. Anyway, positive ako sa Re-Swab. Kaka-positive lang rin nila. So, konti lang yung window time na possibly negative na sila or positive negative ako. I was brought to the facility. Doon ako nilagay. So, medyo okay yung pakiramdam ko, nakapagpamassage na ako. Medyo yung likod ko na inuubo ko. Pagdating sa next facility, hindi na ako inuupo. Biglang, like, totally shift, totally, nagbago siya. Although may mga ubo-ubo na ganun, pero hindi na siya katulad before na para kung hinihika. Okay, so, that was 17, ha? So, nagdevelop yung ubo ko September 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay? 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Pagdating ng 17, nawala siya. Then 18, I was re-swabbed. Okay? That is the second re-swab or the third swab. The third swab all in all. And I have to wait for another 2 to 3 days for the result. Pagdating naman ng 20, sinwab yung family ko, husband ko, anak ko, tsaka yung pamangkin niya. And all of us, unfortunately, we turned out positive except for my daughter, my 3-year-old daughter. 2 swabs lang siya, negative na siya. So, she's supposed to go home. Pero paano mangyari na, how can she go home na hindi siya makaka-uwi kasi walang tao sa bahay, siya lang. So, we told them na we will practice minimum health protocol or standard. And then, kahit nasa loob kami ng room. But then, on the 25th, sabi ko, ay, eto na naman, third re-swab. So, 4 swabs all in all na. So, 25, that is 25 days to my, in the isolation. 25 days since I tested positive. 25 days in isolation already. Pero at that week, medyo down na talaga kami, pero with the help of our friends na stay positive lang, kung mag-positive pa rin kayo sa RT-PCR, sige lang, stay na naman kasi the rule here is that unless you yield a negative result, that's the only time you can leave the facility. So kung positive pa rin siya, kahit abutin ka dyan ng 2 months, doon ka rin talaga sa facility kasi positive pa yung result ng RT-PCR mo. Eh kami, malapit na mag 1 month. And then imagine 3 swabs na ako or third re-swab aside from the first confirmatory. And it was really frustrating na kasi you have to stay in the facility na wala ka ng symptoms, wala na. So on the 25th, I was re-swab for the 3rd time. And then, that was Friday, 26, 27, Sunday, lumabas yung result ko. And I really praise God because pagdating ng 27, they told me na, uy, negative ka na. So, yes, makakauwi na ako. So, yung anak ko, negative. Sa second swab niya or first re-swab. So, she can actually go home with me. Pwede na ako umuwi. Pero, hopeful ako kasi sinwab yung husband ko tsaka yung pamangkin ng Sunday na lumabas yung result ko. So, maghihintay lang kami ng 2 days. Okay, 2 to 3 days, and then possible kung negative sila, then all of us can all go home together. And then that week, wala kami ibang pinray kundi negative ang result or makauwi na kami lahat. All at the same time. And so, 29 dapat may result na delay. So, we call them, sabi ko, baka may result na po para makauwi na kami ngayon. So, sabi nila, wala pang result baka bukas. So, that it's 30th na, kinakabahan na ako. Sabi ko, my gosh, that's the end of the month ng September. And kung positive pa sila, we don't have any choice but to go home na lang talaga. So, I was really praying na sabi ko, 30, kinakabahan na kami sa phone. Pag nag-ring yan, and then, pag tumawag sila na positive ba kayo, we have to be ready emotionally na Rami and Dayan will have to stay sa facility, and then my daughter, my 3-year-old daughter, and then my baby and I will go home na kasi and that's another week na mag-stay kami, and then negative na kami, and then I really wanna go home na kasi mas convenient, mas comfortable sa bahay kaysa dun sa facility. Although they provided everything, pero iba pa rin talaga akong bahay. So 30 morning, wouldn't have any choice but to call na. Parang yung anxiety level, if we wait for their call, is high na. So, we call them. So, I call them up, sir, I am this and that. I just want to follow up kung may result na sa husband ko tsaka sa pamangkin. And they ask for our info, and then they gave us a very short answer. Okay na, negative na. Asas ka, ha? Negative na. So, pwede na kami umuwi, sir. Yes, pwede na kami umuwi. Pero you just have to wait for the coordination. So, the prayers were answered. Like, we prayed intentionally na 30 or before mag-October, please, nasa bahay na kami. So, September 30, 11:30 p.m., we arrived here at home. 11:45, we completed putting things inside the house. Although some of the things nasa labas pa. At 12 midnight, alam mo yung feeling, tinitignan mo yung clock na nag-strike siya ng 12. And then it marks October 1 and you're already at home. It was such a blessing. So, October 1, we woke up at our own house, at our own home. And then it was such a blessed day. October 2, we celebrated the 4th year of my daughter. Also the first month of my second born, okay, my baby. And also our COVID success. Celebrate namin all that week. Can you imagine? October 2 marked 3 milestones in our life. I'm glad that hindi na ako grabe umiyak, because I can tell you that I'm really happy, and then I can tell na, you know, there's hope in COVID. So, kung ako na postpartum, may symptoms na gano'n na shortness of breathing and then cough, terrible cough. Then ikaw na medyo asymptomatic or may konting naramdaman pero you can still carry your body. There's healing. There's healing. Just make sure na you cling on to positive thoughts, optimism, talk to people that you can talk to. And then, you know, share whatever you have in your heart, in your mind, because that will ease the burden. When I talk to several people na nagrarant ako, it's okay, nalalabas ko yung nararamdaman ko, especially frustrated kami na ilang beses na kaming sinwab, negative, positive pa rin, hindi kami negative, and then wala na kaming symptoms, nandun pa rin kami. So those things na, you know, ang hirap intindihin, pero with their help, they explained it to us, and then nakapag-rant na rin kami with things that we don't like. So, naibsan yung nararamdaman namin. So, that's what you need to do also. So, if you have symptoms, share it to us, okay? I know people also there who had developed the symptoms, so I can possibly tell you kung ano yung mga ginawa nila. What I can say with my symptoms kasi, it's just cough and then shortness of breathing. It's probably, the shortness of breathing is due to my cough. But then I never lost my sense of taste and smell. I was very, tingnan to, magana kumain. I can still smell things. I can appreciate things. So, that's one thing I'm very grateful for. Nagkaroon ba ako ng sipon? Well, yung sipon ko, hindi siya yung tipong runny nose or something. It's just like, nagdidrip lang talaga siya. Pero hindi siya irritating. It's just a cough that is so irritating to me. Pero basically, like what I told you, medyo nag-okay na yung pakiramdam ko on the 11th day or September 11, which is 11 days after I turned out positive. Pero meron pang ubo konti-konti. Okay? Pagdating ng September 17, okay, or 17 days, nawala siya. 18 up until makauwi kami, as in totally wala akong ubo. Kahit man lang wala. As in totally nawala yung ubo ko. And then I also felt na okay na yung paghinga ko. For those of you who are suffering from COVID, remember, kung asymptomatic kayo, you have higher chance of healing. Pero kung meron kayong symptoms, watch out for those na possible ninyong maging manifestation. So if you have shortness of breathing, manage it. If you have lost your sense of taste and smell, monitor it. Okay? Normally, ang virus, ang incubation niya is 10 days. Okay? I'm grateful for my boss, si Sir Alex, na lagi ako ina-update sa mga research-based um, ng COVID. So, 10 days lang daw in incubation based on sa study sa Singapore. 10 days lang siya. And then, on the 11th day, you should be fine. And that's true. Because on the 11th, just like what I told you, medyo okay yung pakiramdam ko. Hindi na siya nag-worsen. Okay? Pagaling na siya. Although meron pa. Pero on the 11th day, medyo okay na siya. Up until the 17th day, na totally na nawala na siya. So, yung virus, ang incubation niya, grabe siya. You have to watch out for the 5 to 10th day na symptoms. Kasi sometimes diyan lumalabas yung symptoms sa day 5 up until before day 10 or on the 10th day. Parang ang 10th day, parang make or break. So, kung mapipenetrate pa ni virus yung katawan mo on the 10th day, then magpapatuloy siya. Pero kung malalabanan na siya ng immune system mo, wala na, magbibreak na yung virus. So, that's what happened to me. So, pagdating ng 11 days ko, medyo papunta na ako ng healing. So, yung 14 days na quarantine for us is para ma-make sure na wala na talaga yung nakakahawang virus. So, bakit nagpa-positive pa rin sa RT-PCR? Well, according to my boss, nagpa-positive siya kasi nga, sensitive yung RT-PCR machine. It can even detect fragments or fractals of virus. Yung mga tipong pira-piraso na lang niya, di ba? Yung coronavirus, buo siya. Natanggal yung corona na isa, natanggal yung kabilang corona, nahiwa siya, nahati siya. Mga fragments na lang yun. Ngayon, pag sinwab ka at naswab nila yung fragment, pag check sa RT-PCR, positive pa rin siya. Pero the question is, infectious pa ba siya? Well, hindi na kasi wala na eh. Basag na yung virus. And also, I believe what Dr. Jean Loreche told us na, Shell, it's not infectious anymore on the 14th day. Actually, yung 10th day, wala na siyang, kumaga pawala na yung virus, pero para lang ma-make sure, we have to follow the 14 days. So, after 14 days, ayan, hindi na siya infectious. Ang kailangan na lang tingnan kung meron ka pang symptoms. So, kung wala ka ng symptoms on the 14th day, papuntang 15th day, and so on, then the doctor has to decide na pwede ka nang palabasin or pwede ka nang pauwiin and you continue your recovery at home. Diba, ganun din naman nangyayari sa atin sa hospital. We don't leave the hospital na 100% fully healed na tayo. Diba, lalabas tayo ng hospital, we bring with us the medicine na binigay ng doctor or nireseta ng doctor, diba? And then, iinumin po siya ng 1 week. Then, kung 1 week, nag-okay siya, okay pakiramdam mo, or nag-aggravate ang pakiramdam mo, di ba may follow-up check-up ka pa. So, we don't leave the facility, or we don't leave the hospital na 100% healed tayo. Meron pa diyang nire-reserve nila yung total recovery at home. Bakit sa bahay? Kasi nga, nothing beats the comfort of your home. Kahit sabihin mong tagpi-tagpi yan, kahit sabihin mo ang gulo-gulo niyan, ang dumi niyan, pag bahay mo yan, we are very comfortable, and full recovery happens when you feel comfortable. So, I'm glad that yung positivity, optimism, and then full surrender kay God ang nagpa-negative sa result namin. Kasi at that week na last swab namin, hindi namin in-expect na last swab na namin. Nag-give up na kami, parang hindi ko na insist na dapat nila yung 14 days quarantine time natin or 21 days. We gave up with trying so many times, talking to people and this and that. Sabi ko, sige na lang, sabi ng husband ko, kung mapositive pa rin tayo, sige lang, at least magkakasama tayo dito tayo sa facility, which is a big blessing. Imagine mo ang mga positive doon, yung family members nila, hindi nila kasama. I was lucky and blessed na kasama ko yung family members ko. So, kung mag-positive kami lahat, at least magkakasama kami. Or anong key para magkaroon ng healing. Okay? That is full surrender to God, na siyang may control sa lahat ng bagay. We may do things on our own, pero siya yung nag-i-execute ng plan. We plan, but then He executes it. So, kung balak pa niya nandiyan ka pa kasi kailangan pa ng healing, kailangan makarelax, may mga taong they look up to you as an inspiration, or kailangan ka pa in certain ways or little ways na hindi mo alam. magi-stay ka pa talaga dun. And then for sure, it's for our own good. Sometimes it's just difficult for us to understand it kasi nga, we insist on what we want, what our plans are. So, that's one thing. Okay, and then positivity and optimism. Kailangan positive lang ang mindset, happy. Okay? Isipin mo na lang, you have to count your blessings. Okay? So, that if you have questions, detailed questions, paano ko inalagaan yung baby ko, siguro I'll make another video for that. Also, if you have questions na related sa COVID, say for example, detail ng mga naramdaman ko, ano yung mga gamot na ininom ko, you can message me. Okay, you can comment it below and I will really answer it because if I explain detail by detail here, imagine baka abutin tayo ng 2 oras. Pero I hope this video, although it's really long, will actually help you and I, okay, overcome whatever struggles we have inside. So, thank you so much for listening and I hope and I pray for total healing and full recovery for all those who are affected by COVID. And I pray that this pandemic will soon come to an end so we can convene, we can commune, and we can be with our loved ones, with our family members and friends, especially that the Christmas is coming. So that's it and bye everyone.